Hello, Toolkit Masters, and welcome back. I'm so excited to be here because I couldn't be here last week, so I'm really excited to have you back. And thank you for your patience for last week too. It was really hard not to be here, but I couldn't possibly do that. So we're back. It's exciting. Okay, so first a little bit of housekeeping. I just want to make sure that everybody's here. So if you are here, I'm just checking my technical stuff. If you are here, if you can just say hello in the little comments bar down on the right-hand side, just write in there, hello, you can see and hear me, and we'll all be set to go. So I'm hoping that I will hear from some of you guys and let me know that you're there. We've got Chris. Hi there, Chris. All right, brilliant. Hey, Flick. Fantastic, you can see and hear me. Good one. All right, so really excited to be here. I've got a couple of tools that I want to show you and share with you today that will be downloaded on the tool suite today. So really excited about that. I also want to share with you the interview that we did for episode 2. So that's all uploaded, ready to go. It's already in the Unlocking Portal on module 2. So if you haven't seen it yet, have a watch. It was a brilliant interview, and it was somebody who I've known for a long time, who's been in this leadership space for a long time. And she's brilliant at what she does. She runs her own business, she does speaking tours, she does all sorts of stuff. So really great value. And we specifically talked around all the stuff in module 2. So you're going to find it really handy if that's where you are in the program. So really excited for you to download that. Who is it, Flick, I hear you ask? Okay, so her name is Gina Brooks. She runs her own Training by Design business. She also is the only person who is registered and licensed to run the Oranges program, which is specifically around leadership run all over the country, but she's specifically got it for South Australia, I think. So, yes, so it's very exciting, and you will see her on the interview. It was a really good one. So if you get the time, if you've got a spare, it does go for about half an hour, maybe even more, maybe 40 minutes. But if you do have the time, it's worth having a crack and having a look and seeing what she's got to say. Some really great stuff. And it's all around that module too. So it's all about discovering your team. So it's, setting expectations with your team setting expectations with you, working out your strengths and weaknesses of your team, setting a team vision, all that sort of stuff. So really great stuff, and stuff that's really relevant to you now and current. So have a look when you get the chance, and I'm sure you're going to love it. All right, so what have we got on today? So I didn't have any questions come through the last couple of weeks. I think me having that week off scared everybody off. So no questions to answer. So I am going to share those 2 tools with you, give you a brief overview and have a look at the interview, and then we'll have some question and answer things at the end. So it'd be great if you've got any questions, to ask me then. So bear with me for about 5 seconds while I share my screen with you. Okay. (2017), how exciting. 17th of August, brilliant. Okay, so now I did this in portrait this time because I've got some tools that I want to share with you. So I wanted to make sure that you could see them as good as possible. So let's share a couple of tools. Now, the first one I want to share with you is a delegation self-assessment tool. Now, so many leaders are really busy because they're really failing to delegate effectively to their team members. And I've also found over the years that there's a bit of a reluctance to delegate, because it means letting go of control over what happens. So that's kind of been quite a pertinent and relevant issue that seems to be going on with new leaders. What I want to tell you is letting go of over what happens. That's not going to be the case. By delegating effectively to your team members, you'll be able to let go of the burden of doing everything yourself, and then gain more control over how you spend your time and how you get best results for your department. So that's what delegation's all about. You may have already had experience with delegating, and you feel that this is something that you already know and you can do effectively. And if that's the case, well done to you. You are one of few of new leaders that can do this. But what I would say to you, if you get the chance, is download the self-assessment tool and fill it out really honestly. So it'll only take you a few minutes of your time, but it's instrumental in discovering what you're doing well, and then maybe some gaps that you've got an opportunity to work on. So that's kind of where this lands. If you find that you've got some gaps, then don't worry, because we've got a module coming up in the Unlocking portal that's going to help you fill those gaps and put you on a pathway of success with regards to delegation. So honestly, this is just purely a self-assessment tool to see where you are right now. It'll build your self-awareness of where your strengths are and where you've got a few gaps. And then when that module comes along, and it's all about teamwork and all that sort of stuff, then you'll be able to start filling those gaps. If you find that you're in a really good place with this, which is fantastic, then look around and see if there's anybody working with you that are struggling in this space. And maybe you can offer them some mentoring or support so they can start delegating to their team effectively as well. So this is what the tool looks like. So I'm going to make this big, if I can find where my mouse has gone. Okay. So as you can see, here we go, there it is. Okay, I'm going to make this big. So this is a self-assessment delegation tool. So what it's doing, it's going to ask you a number of questions. And they're really, really easy questions, right? They're not hard, but you really need to have a bit of a reflection and answer them honestly. So for example, the first one is, I find myself working longer hours than those who report to me. So do you never do that? No, I never do that. Do you sometimes do it? Do you often do it? Do you always do it? Right? So obviously, as you go down these questions, answering honestly, it'll give you some idea on how you are spending your time and whether there is more effective ways that you can spend your time, so therefore that you need to increase your delegation of tasks. So the second one is, I take work home or come in on weekends or days off. The third one is, I have difficulty keeping up the paperwork associated with my job. Now, all of those things could be because you're not giving yourself effective amount of time to be able to lead your team. So these are things that you can sort of work on, especially when you get to that module. So there's a multitude of questions there. It's all on one page. It'll only take you a few minutes. And then right down the bottom, there's a scaling question. So on a scale of 1 to 10, after you've sort of gone through all those questions, with 1 being, okay, I've got poor delegation skills at the moment because I'm doing everything myself, or 10 being, I've got excellent delegation skills, then you really want to have a look through all those questions, see where you've landed, and give yourself a rating out of 10. And this is something that we can revisit down the track as well. So it's just a real easy, simple to use self-assessment tool that will build your self-awareness of what you're doing great and where there's areas that there's opportunities to improve. So that's going to be uploaded on the tool suite today. So have a look at it. And if it's something that you're finding yourself doing everything yourself, running out of time, never enough hours in the day, maybe you can do this and have a little think about what that means for you. And then when we get to the module, it'll all about the tasks that you can delegate, the tasks that you should delegate, and then the tasks that you shouldn't delegate. So it really spells out effectively what ones that you can pass on to your people with your support, your coaching and your mentoring to ensure that they can do that effectively. All right, so that's the first tool that I wanted to introduce you to. Now, the second tool is, I'm just trying to get this right. Okay, so I want you to have a checklist that will help with the delegation, but it helps you let go of the old role, right? So you've been promoted to a new leader position because you've had great technical skills. You're really good at your job, you're a high performer, and you get on with everybody and you've got credibility in the role, right? Then they've given you a job to lead other people, but it's really tough for you to let go of that old role because you've got some real, it makes you feel empowered when you do it. It makes you feel like you're value adding the most, right? But that's not what you're being a new leader for. The role that you've got now is different to the role you had before. The role you've got now is to lead a team of people. And you have to do that in a way that's going to be impactful and effective, right? And I find a lot of new leaders have really found that an issue to let go of the old role. So what I did is I created a checklist on how you can let go of the old role. So I've uploaded that onto the tool suite as well. Well, I will upload it today. And this is kind of what it looks like. So again, I try and make all these tools really, really easy, one pages, so you don't have multitudes of things hanging about and pages of paper. So this is step one. So what I've done in there is have a one-on-one meeting with your team members. So ask these questions to get a deeper understanding of their thoughts and insights. And those questions can include things like, what do you think is going well that shouldn't change? What do you think we need to change or improve? What do you think is the most important as a team to accomplish? So what you're doing now is you're trying to work out where the team sits with regards to their current state, right? Because it's no good you still doing those technical skills that you did before. The team needs to do that. You need to lead the team. So to lead the team, you need to step out of that old role, start doing the new role, and to start doing the new role, you need to seek to understand through your team what their thoughts and insights are about what's going well, what needs to change or improve, what's important to them as a team to accomplish this year, what did they think of former leaders, and they don't have to mention any names, but what they didn't do, what should you take a look at, and all those sorts of things, right? So that's the first thing you can do, is have one-on-one with each of your team members and do that. And then the second thing you need to do is really take a step back and stop doing your old job. And that is having some clear expectations on your new role and then sharing those with your team. Now, you're sharing those with your team for a number of reasons. Number one, you're sharing them so they're really ingrained in your mind and you have a really good understanding of what that new role looks like. You're sharing them with your team because as you're delegating, they're realising, oh, that's not his role and his or her role anymore. So obviously somebody else has got to pick up those technical skills. And then you can hand over those jobs with a bit of coaching, a bit of mentoring, and it may take time. And do you know what? That's okay. So if you've got some technical skills that you're doing right now that you really should delegate, then give yourself a bit of a plan to how you're going to delegate that over a period of time. Then step 3, start doing your new role. So look around and ask these questions. What's the decisions that need to be made? What are their conflicts that need to be resolved? What things need to have more clarity? All those sorts of questions you need to start asking yourself so that you can really get stuck into that people processes and people management. So there's some questions there just to trigger that off. And then on your 4th step is be directive when required. So if a decision needs to be made, yes, consult with your team, get their input, then make a decision. And you can use the following sentences to help you get that messaging to your team. So really, you're not part of the team anymore. You're the team leader or the frontline manager or the supervisor. So therefore, it is up to you to make the decisions. I'm not saying don't consult with your team. I think you should. But ultimately, the decision lands with you. And if the team has one idea, but you are privy to extra information and you think, you know what, that's not going to work, then you can say, I've heard all your input. I've now made a decision and here's what we need to do. Or I want your input to the plan to get there and how to measure our progress, but we don't need to debate the outcome anymore because I know where we need to head, but absolutely let's work together on a plan on how to get there. You know what I mean? So it's really up to you to make those sort of really important workplace decisions now. So that's kind of landed with you. So if you can follow those 4 steps over the next few months by getting rid of your old role, you are not the technical expert anymore. You are the team leader, the frontline manager, the supervisor, whatever title you might have. You are the person who is in charge of the team. So therefore, you need to encourage them to increase their capability to take on your old role, and then you've got to start doing your new role. It's the only way that you're going to be really effective as a whole team. And that's tough. That's tough, right? Because you've been doing that old role for so long. You're comfortable in it. You know what you're doing. You feel really, really empowered by everybody else because they know you're the go-to person for that particular role. But now you've stepped up. Now you've got to be comfortable with that level of discomfort where you've got to start a little bit more again, you know. And these sort of questions and steps and easy ways will help you move in that sort of realm. Okay, so what else have we got here? Yes. The experts interview. I was really excited about this and it took ages get edited, but I didn't realise it was so long. So yes, we have the Expert Secrets webinar. So I'm really excited to share that with you. It has been uploaded on Module 2, so you'll see it there. It was a great interview. So a little bit about Gina. Gina Brooks is the person that I interviewed. So for over 20 years, she's been helping business to become more than they are today. So but developing people to think more, do more, feel more. So she is a people development expert. She's got a keen interest in helping people apply the principles of positive psychology and emotional intelligence. And she leverages worldwide leaders to deliver the strategies and tools that inspire action and encourages employee engagement. So she's got a real passion for adult learning, and she designs and delivers learning programs that are really fresh, innovative, and really informative. But not only that, they're engaging. So you know, she has got the intent to have long-term improvement in performance, and that's sort of where she centres her focus around all the time. So she specialises on leadership, emotional intelligence, performance development, customer service, sales, coaching and mentoring, trainer, presentation skills, resilience and wellbeing. So all in that real soft skills space that is so important for people to succeed. So she's got some really great insights that she shares with us. She shares the program that she's working on currently that she's really excited about. And she's also audits and judges on panels and all sorts of stuff for learning and development programs. So yeah, so really, really great interview and something that I'm really excited to share with you guys. So because we have no questions, this may be a short one unless Flick or Chris, you've got any questions or any thoughts. If you've got any insights that you want to share, if you had any successes, all those sorts of stuff, then please let me know. Other than that, I'm going to, I think that's it for the slides. Yeah, it's all question time now. So I'm going to get you back. So bear with me, we can do this. Okay. Okay, so that's pretty much what I had to share with you today. So a couple of tools that are getting uploaded in the tool suite today. The interview that has been uploaded already for episode 2 of our Expert Secrets series. So that's already been uploaded, very exciting. And obviously next week, hopefully we'll get some questions through the email, or if you've got any questions, then you can ask them now. So has anyone got any questions, any thoughts, any insights, any successes that they want to share currently? Then please send them through. I'll spend a couple of seconds just sitting here waiting. None for you, Chris. Fantastic. Nice to see you here, Chris. I think you asked me a question a few months ago, actually. Hope you got the answer that you wanted. All right, Flick, how are you doing? All good? None for you too. All right, Flick, fantastic. Well, that's it. It's a quick one this week. It was a bit quiet because I think I was away last week, so it's a bit quiet this week. All right, quick one. So fantastic. If there's no questions, we'll be back on again next Thursday for Q&A Thursday. Hopefully I'll get some questions through the email. If they come through, fantastic. I'll be able to answer them live. If you do have any questions, come armed with them. Ask me live and I will get as many solutions as I can possibly for you. But until then, we're out. So remember, look out for those tools coming up on the tool suite. Download that interview and have a watch. I reckon it was worth it. And we are now seeking out the person that was supposed to do Module 2 to Module 3. So hopefully we'll get our 3rd Expert Secret very, very soon. I will keep you posted. But until then, it's bye for now. See you guys. Have a great afternoon and I'll see you next week. Ciao.